If what you just saw was your vision of retirement, then maybe some information that you'll hear today will help you plan to get to that goal. Welcome and thank you for checking out our latest Teachers Retirement System of Georgia video. In this video, you'll learn about your TRS benefit, how it affects you and those that depend on you financially. Not only will you learn about your TRS benefit, but you'll learn some things that will be beneficial to your career and your retirement planning overall. We also like to say thank you for those of you who are dedicating your time and your resources for educating our adult and young learners. Your TRS benefit will have an impact on the economy of Georgia, so check out this video just to see how much of an impact your benefit will have.
Educators do more than just teach. They fulfill a promise to serve and strengthen our communities, all throughout their careers. At the Teachers Retirement System of Georgia, we think educators deserve a promise too. That's why we're dedicated to helping them retire with confidence and financial security, so they can impact their community even beyond their careers. In 1943, the State General Assembly established TRS to provide retirement security to those who dedicate their lives to educating Georgia's children and adults. Today, TRS is the largest public retirement system in Georgia, and while TRS pays more than $5 billion a year in benefits to retired members and their beneficiaries, approximately $8 billion is pumped back into the local communities in the state of Georgia. You see, TRS doesn't only help teachers, we also help to boost our local economy. Every dollar paid in state and local pension benefits goes on to generate an even greater total output. Say our retiree receives a pension payment, then uses it toward the purchase of a home. From contractors and builders to mortgage brokers and real estate agents, everyone involved is put to work, earning and spending money in our local economy. That in turn means even more business, more hiring, more jobs, all right here in Georgia. And remember, the majority of funds in our members' accounts comes from investment income. But unlike 401k and 403b plans, pensions aren't tied to the stock market. Whether stocks go up or down, TRS benefits stay the same from month to month. For stability retirees can count on. Our teachers' careers start with a promise. With the Teachers Retirement System of Georgia, their retirement does too. Because the way we see it, a pension is a promise our members can rely on and retire on. Visit trsga.com and learn more today.
Let's start by talking about your TRS benefit, the formula, and some things that you can do to supplement your TRS benefit when you retire. Your TRS benefit is a defined benefit plan, but most people refer to it as a pension plan. That means that your benefit is guaranteed and a portion of your income is used to guarantee that lifetime income. There's also some possibilities that you can leave your lifetime income to a surviving beneficiary, but we'll talk about that a little later. The formula that we use to determine your TRS retirement benefit is the number of years of creditable service that you have, which we multiply by 2%. We then take that percentage and multiply it by your high average salary, which is your highest 2 consecutive years of salary, wherever that falls in your career. We multiply all that together to get your initial benefit under the max plan, and we do have some other options that you can choose from. How will your TRS benefit you when you retire? Well, it depends on the number of years of service that you have when you retire. If you have at least 10 years of service when you retire, that will give you 20% of your average salary. If you have 20 years of service, that will give you 40% of your average salary. And if you have 30 years of service, that will give you 60% of your average salary. Remember, you can contribute up to 40 years of creditable service towards your teacher's retirement system benefit, and therefore you can have up to 80% of your income when you retire. So the longer you work, the larger your benefit is. One way TRS benefits you while you're working is that it reduces your taxable income during your career. For example, for somebody that makes $3,750, their TRS contribution amount would be $225 or 6% of that salary. Therefore, it reduces their taxable salary amount to $3,525. Your TRS contributions are not taxed and therefore are counted before any taxable income is reported. So when can you retire? We have a service option, a disability retirement option, and an early service option. With the service retirement or normal service retirement, you can retire with 30 years of service at any age, or if you have at least 10 years of service and 60 years of age. You can retire with a disability retirement if you have at least 10 years of service, you're under age 60, and cannot continue to perform your current job duties. And lastly, we have an early service retirement option where you can retire if you have less than 30 years of service, but at least 25, and you haven't reached age 60 yet. The early service retirement option, however, does have a permanent penalty that is applied to that benefit. When it's time for you to retire, you'll have several different options to choose from, but you don't necessarily have to worry about that at this time. You'll choose your option of retirement within your last 6 months prior to your retirement date. And you have the option to take a more generous benefit and not guarantee a lifetime income to any surviving beneficiaries, or you can take a reduced amount to guarantee a lifetime income to someone else. Obviously, the more benefit you guarantee to another individual, the more of a reduction that will have on your retirement benefit. Now let's talk about your creditable service. There are 3 parts to your creditable service, which is your membership service, your purchase service, and your unused sick leave. You earn membership service by working in a full-time TRS covered position. If you work at least half the days of the month, then you get a full month's credit for that particular month. You can also make service purchases towards your TRS credit by transferring previously worked service into TRS. Now, most of those service purchase types are public sector work, either in or outside of the state of Georgia. Please check out our website to see the full list of eligible types of service that you may be able to purchase. And lastly, you can use your sick leave towards your TRS credit. If you have at least 60 days of sick leave when you retire, you can apply that to more credit towards your retirement benefit. This chart illustrates how your days of sick leave are converted over into months of service. Remember, you have to have at least 60 days of sick leave in order to apply it towards your retirement benefit. But if you have 60 days of sick leave, that equals 3 months of service. At 70 days, that's 4 months of service. And every 20 days after that gives you another month of service. For TRS, 9 months makes a full year. So if you have 170 days of sick leave, then that gives you a full year towards your retirement credit. So you can use your sick leave days to give you another year, and therefore you may be able to retire earlier than expected. You cannot use your sick leave towards vesting, which is having at least 10 years of service, and you cannot use it towards your age. Let's go over an example of how your sick leave credit can benefit you. Here we have 2 employees, Tom and Mary. They're both 60 and worked as classroom teachers for 26 years and both earned 12 and a half days of sick leave every year. Tom always used his available sick leave, but Mary rarely used hers. They both had the same high average salary of $4,500 at the time of their retirements. Now, since Tom didn't have any sick leave credit when he retired, we will multiply his 26 years of service by 2%, and therefore he's getting 52% of his high average salary to equal $2,340 per month. Mary, on the other hand, had 312 days of sick leave when she retired, and therefore that gave her a year and 7 months of service when she retired. So instead of retiring with 26 years of service, she will end up with 27 years and 7 months of service, and therefore have a benefit of $2,500 as opposed to the $2,340 that Tom retired with. So as you can see, your sick leave days can really benefit you in your retirement. Now let's discuss the importance of vesting, your monthly benefit options, and how your beneficiaries are impacted by your decisions. Let's start by talking about the importance of being vested. Being vested means you have at least 10 years of service and are therefore eligible for a retirement benefit at age 60. If you decide to leave your TRS covered employer after you have 10 years of service, but prior to age 60, you have a couple of options. You could either A, leave your funds with TRS, or B, withdraw those funds. If you leave your funds with TRS, you are still eligible for your retirement benefit at age 60. Your account will continue to accrue interest for 4 years after your last work date. After your 5th year, your account becomes inactive and therefore accrues no more interest. You can come back to your TRS covered employer prior to age 60 and contribute more service towards your TRS benefit. If you decide to withdraw your funds from TRS, you are forfeiting your lifetime benefit. You have the option to take that money in a lump sum benefit, or you can roll it over into another tax sheltered account to defer those taxes to a later date. But at any rate, you will still have to pay taxes at some point. If you decide to return to a TRS covered employer, you will have to wait 3 years before you can buy that service back towards your TRS account. Here is an example of somebody that has the option to either leave their funds with TRS or withdraw them after terminating their employment. Sarah began teaching at age 25 and after 17 years decided to go for employment in the private sector. If she leaves her funds with TRS, she'll have the option to draw 34% of her salary at age 60. 34% of her high average salary, which is $5,761, equals $1,959 per month. If she decides to withdraw her funds at the time of separation, she can take her funds in a one-time lump sum payment, which would be $63,990 before taxes. But again, she is forfeiting her lifetime income. If she decides to come back to a TRS covered employer and wants that service credit to count towards her retirement, she would have to buy that service back prior to her retirement date. Now, whether you're actively employed, a terminated member, or you're retired, it is critical for us to know who your beneficiaries are. We ask that you set a reminder 2 months after your start date to add your beneficiaries on our website. You can do so by going to www.trsga.com, create an account, and designate your beneficiaries. Please check out this beneficiary video to learn more.
On the road to retirement, one of the most important decisions you can make is who will receive the benefits of your retirement account beyond your lifetime. With Teacher Retirement System of Georgia, your beneficiaries are not decided by documents like wills, divorce, decrees, or marriage certificates. Rather, they're determined only by the beneficiary information on file at TRS when you pass away. Therefore, it's critical that you designate at least one primary beneficiary and one secondary, as well as routinely update your TRS beneficiaries to reflect significant life changes, such as divorce, marriage, births, and deaths. Reminder, beneficiary designation completed with HR does not transfer over to TRS. This includes changes during open enrollment. Also, keep in mind that if you don't have the right person or persons on file, it can lead to costly legal problems and unnecessary frustration. Likewise, if you are the beneficiary on file at the time of a retiree's death, it is imperative that you notify TRS as soon as possible. That's why it's so important that you designate your beneficiaries now. The good news? It's easy to do. Simply log into your TRS account and visit the Designate Beneficiary section to complete the form. And as always, we're here to help you along the way. So here's to good planning and to the road ahead.
As you begin to plan for your retirement, we do encourage you to spend some time thoughtfully considering your retirement options. I do encourage you to talk with our retirement planning counselors that offers planning opportunity, either located at our main offices in Atlanta or at our newest office located in the heart of Georgia in Macon. We encourage you to plan thoughtfully how you will spend your retirement years. Again, we want to thank you for being a part of the educational solution in Georgia and being a Georgia educator.
As you can see, we changed our location and now we're shooting from our satellite office in Macon. There are a few things that you want to consider as far as your retirement plan is concerned that's outside of TRS. So here are some questions that you may want to ask yourself. What are my financial goals? How will I achieve those goals? Have I established other retirement and investment accounts? How am I managing my monthly expenses to achieve my financial goals? Am I contributing to Social Security? And will TRS be enough to meet those financial goals? As far as TRS is concerned, working longer in a TRS covered position is one of the best ways to maximize your retirement. The longer you work, the higher your monthly benefit will be. And remember, 40 years of service will give you 80% of your income guaranteed for the rest of your lifetime. On a personal note, you want to consider how and where you're spending your money by using a monthly budget. And that's not a very popular word, the B word, the budget word, but a budget will allow you to see where your money is going every month. And you want to make sure that your outgo is less than what's coming in. So you want to make sure that you're living well below your means in order to save and invest for your retirement. Here is a resource that was prepared by the Federal Reserve so that you can educate yourself further about financial literacy. And also there are things that you can use to teach your students about financial literacy. At your earliest convenience, please check out their website to learn about everything from saving to budgeting to investing. You may have heard people say you want to save for a rainy day. Well, they're just telling you to save for an emergency. And I'll tell you, emergencies will happen. Savings is one of those things that's really more so of a habit. And the more you do it, the better you'll become at it. I'll tell you, when I first started working right after college, it was very hard for me to save money. But I started by saving $25 every time I got paid in an online account. It was an automatic transfer. And over time, I realized that it's not as bad as it seems. You want to look at your credit cards and revolving accounts and loans just to see what interest rates that you have and if there are any opportunities to lower those interest rates. Interest will either work for you or it will work against you, depending on if you're borrowing money or if you're investing. If you are in a system that contributes into Social Security, that's one other thing that you'll use to plan for your retirement. But if not, you can save on your own with a defined contribution plan, such as a 401k, 403b, or 457 plan. With defined contribution plans, you will enroll through your selected vendors for your system, and you'll choose how much you want to contribute and at what level you want to invest at. You'll decide which options are best for you, and you'll determine the level of risk that you are comfortable with. And those custodians of those accounts will help guide you through that process to select what is the best for you. Unlike your TRS account, defined contribution plans do fluctuate in value over time depending on the stock market. Here is an example of compounding interest. We have somebody that started at age 22, somebody that started at age 32, and someone that started at age 42. They all contributed the same amount, which was $100 per month, into an investment, and their rate of return for every year was 5%. The person that started at age 22 amassed $135,842 when they retired at age 60. The person that started at age 32, they had $73,047 when they retired, and the person that started at 42 had $34,921 when they retired. If you're over those ages that you saw there, there's never a time that's too late to start investing. If you're of a certain age, you can do certain things like catch-up contributions to invest even more into a 401k or a 403b. Please reach out to your HR department, your selected vendors and custodians, or your financial advisor to get more information about that. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission has a website that they've created for educators as well to talk about saving and investing for retirement. They also have information about scams to watch out for and things that are specifically designed for you as an educator. Please check out their website at your earliest convenience. We'd also like to remind you again to visit our website, www.trsga.com, 2 months after your start date to register your account and update your beneficiaries. Also, you'll be able to keep up with your account and pending legislation or any other things that may have an effect on your TRS benefit. Outside of us, you want to consider hiring a licensed financial planner to look at not only your TRS, but your Social Security and other investments to make sure that you are on track to save for your retirement. You also want to check with your HR department, as they are a great resource about your retirement benefits, your career, and your salary. If you haven't already, please like and follow us at TRS Georgia on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We also have a podcast that you can find on Spotify called Your Retirement in Focus, and it's also available on other podcast platforms. We hope that this video has been beneficial to you as a new hire, and we thank you for your service as a Georgia educator. Please go back to our website or our social media or look at this video again just to make sure that you fully understand the great benefit that's available to you. Thank you.